Hey, I want to welcome you back to the Spiritual Corner. My name is Prism Peachant or PZ, whatever you want to call me, and I am back with another reading. So, I know I didn't post the last week. I decided not to. I just wasn't called to do it, but I also was going back and forth on coming back here and just giving you guys a full uh reading with a full viewpoint. Apparently I was filming in portrait and didn't know it. It's fine. I loved the message, so I posted it anyway, but I decided to do another reading here before going into the real world so you guys can actually get to see the cards and we can also see what other energies lie in this place. So, let's go ahead and get started. What does the collective need to know? Ace of Swords. So, truth. I'm also getting clarity. A breakthrough has came. Um, that's actually wonderful. It could be a breakthrough in your life, or it could be a breakthrough in the life of someone else. Hold on one second. But yes, you have received a breakthrough, or someone in your energy is receiving a breakthrough. Let's see what that is. Eight of Cups, a breakthrough that's going to have someone walk away. The Devil, oh, in reverse. So there's definitely a detaching of toxic routines, toxic mindsets. It could also be maybe you are starting to see the full picture and see where you went wrong and you're detaching from that, something that was a constant thing, something you were, whether it is consciously or subconsciously addicted to doing, addicted to seeing something a certain way, addicted to thinking of something being a certain conclusion because this is just what you are chained to, what you're used to. That wasn't in that wasn't good for you. It was draining. It was um, just very burdening, if you will. It's almost as if you were obligated to do this, but you felt obligated rather, and you stepped out of that. This could also be someone else. The Ace of Cups. Wow, what is going on? Regardless of who this is some good energy to be in. Focus on clarity, walking away from things that do not serve you or do not fulfill you emotionally walking away and detaching from toxic mindsets, routines, or addictions, fear, even ego. You're detaching from the ego, and ego, I was gonna say an ego death, but I don't feel that in this energy. But something died, and from that piece that died off of you, your cup was filled to the rim. You are being catered to by the divine, but like to the highest extent. Like your cup overfloweth, therefore you have more than what you need. Even if you don't feel like you do, you have more than what you need. The universe will always provide for you if you asked for, like, I'll give you an example. A couple weeks ago, I was approached by someone and they said, here's a portable speaker. I did not know this person. They were just there at my job and they gave me it. And I asked him why. And he was just like, it was just, yeah, you can have it. And him and his friend went off. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome. I have been telling myself I need a portable speaker for the last like months. And I just decided not to put money into it. But it's almost as if the universe heard my want and said, like, don't worry, girl, the reason you're not spending money on this is because we're going to give you one, and it's beautiful. I really love bass, so as long as like that's happening, like the bass is good. Like it's a good speaker for me, and I didn't need something big, so it's very compact. It fulfilled, it checked all my boxes. Like it was exactly what I wanted. So you could be dealing with moments in your life where you are almost being handed things from the universe. You wanted a combo at the store, like at like a fast food restaurant, and you were like, "Ah, I don't have enough. Like I'll just get the sandwich and leave it at that. I like maybe you have enough extra money to buy the fries, and so you buy all that, and then the person hands you a cup anyway, and they're just like, I like you, like you like maybe you said something, maybe you did something that was just really cool, and they're just like, like, you want a drink, yo? Or even they like the way you look. You brighten their day just by coming in there, by them feeling your aura. They're feeling your personality through the way that you present yourself, and they're just like, I like your style, bro. Like, here's a free drink. Like, you end up getting what you want by just like not almost putting it out there, not expecting anything in return. And if it was meant for you, you get it, you know? Of course, you want to work hard for the things that you deserve. And of course, you want to put in the work in yourself to be able to vibrate at the vibration of receival. But you don't need to put too much brain power in it. It shouldn't be that hard, you know? And I feel that you're letting go of that as well with that toxic mindset. Like, I need to overwork myself to get to a certain point where it's like, no, no, you do not. You do not have to do that. um, if you feel that you are overworking yourself and you feel like you have to, you need to stop and ask yourself, well, what am I doing wrong? And that's the thing, like through this ability to excel and awaken, or after your awakening, you want to ascend, you have to be able to accept who you are and look at yourself in the mirror whenever you mess up. It is wonderful to have a person that will call you out for things that you are doing wrong, to set you on the right path. But they only got there because they call themselves out too. And they're not afraid for those who call them out because they know that they're only doing it to help them out. Or at least there's a discernment there. They're aware of those people who are actually trying to point out something that they may have messed up on in order to benefit them. And they listen and they turn into themselves and they work on that. And then whenever they tell you, hey, this is not cool that you're doing, or hey, I really feel like this isn't necessarily healthy for you, you receive it because you feel the genuine understanding that that person has been there and they feel you, and all they want to do is just make you feel better uh through your journey on like whatever you're doing, because they feel like they've been in your shoes, and or they see that you need some help and they have that ability to help. Like I said, use your discernment, because some people will just project or make it seem like they're trying to help you, but you realize that they're not. But like, that's the difference, is you can tell when someone's been able to heal. You guys could be healers yourselves or preparing for that path where you're healing somebody in some way, whether it's talking, singing, um, laughing, like you're a comedian. You could be a someone that sells goods that they create, and in that sense you are healing someone, whether it's through just feeling better when they put that thing on that you make, or feeling more like it adds to who they are, and they radiate off of that. They're able to just vibrate as well, like you're passing on that good vibration. And let's get into the reading. So I'm gonna pull one more card because I only like to. Wow. Shoot. 10 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Devil reversed, and the Ace of. Wait, what? The Eight of Cups, okay. Yeah, the Ace of Cups, and then the Ten of Pentacles. This is actually really, really, really beautiful. This is you getting your inheritance. This is honestly a story about someone who has awakened to the truth, to whatever is going on around them. They are walking away from things that do not serve them, detaching themselves from their ego, or not from their ego, but balancing their ego. You need your ego. I know people like to say, like, you don't need to present it so. Like they think they almost give the ego a negative connotation, but the ego is fear, and it is okay to fear something. It's just you don't want to fear something to the extent that you stand in your own way from going in a direction that you desire and that would be beneficial to you. That's the difference. um it is good to be prideful, to feel proud. It's good to be able to detect danger through fear, uh so you know to move a certain way, but it's like your brain has to be wired to use your ego to its capacity, its maximum capacity, rather than using it for full like buffoonery, like measuring contests, and um feeling like you have to, like, this is the way it is, so I'm going to be stubborn and not do what I need to do to get to a certain point. Like, there is just a balance that needs to be had here. Like, tapping into your shadow is beautiful when you know how to do it. Anyway, you're learning how to do that if you haven't done it already, or this person, like I said, this could be out on your in your energy. Your cup runneth over, and you're headed towards your um, towards legacy, towards long term stability, towards a family. Um, but like I said, this is it feels like you, but I also know that a lot of the if you're a masculine, the divine feminines, and if you're a feminine, the divine masculines are starting to mirror some of the earth angels out there. So that's where I'm torn. Let's see about this Ace of Swords. Put yourself where you fit, okay? Five of Swords, the Ace of Truth. So, whatever the truth was, allowed you to walk away from this fight, or someone walked away from a fight. I'm going to just say someone, and if it's you, put yourself there. Um, Basically, a truth, a breakthrough caused someone to say, I want peace, I'm out. And you walked away, Mr. Someone. Walked right out of somebody's life. Someone who, there could have been a realization that all wasn't clear. This could also be gossip, secrets unveiled, exposed. And I'm getting that with the truth at the top, our Ace of Swords, the truth standing tall. And I'm looking at that crown with the light. The High Priestess is wearing some sort of crown above. Like, I'm getting intuition. So maybe something from this person's intuition exposed secrets that caused them to put their sword down, whatever they were fighting in, whatever drama that was ensuing. Um, this could have been a belief system. This could have been a platform. Maybe this truth was on a platform. These secrets exposed were on a platform. A community, maybe expose a community. I will get that after. Page of Pentacles. There's a lesson learned. This could also be they learned more into their beliefs that cause them to step away from drama filled secrets, maybe gossip. Yeah, there was definitely some drama here that made them walk away, that made them almost like reset. Yeah, I really think it has to do with their beliefs. Their belief system um, can also be reevaluated. This person, Eight of Cups, Three of Cups, walking away from man. Okay, gossip. Let's go back to gossip. There's definitely some gossip going on, some secrets that were revealed from maybe coming from this group here that they had to walk away from. Someone had to walk away. And we have strength. Maybe they realized who they were loyal to. Yeah, maybe they realized that they were loyal to some gossiping, secret keeping people. The Nine of Wands reversed. Yeah, this is again laying down your weapon, being too being too exhausted to go on, feeling like they are at their last leg. Like they're probably still fighting, but they're just like, I can't do this. This is getting too much. So maybe there was a realization of what am I fighting for? What am I trying to defend? Um, why am I trying to persevere this situation, these people, this belief system that they have? I was also thinking with the Page of Pentacles, let's see if this one is actually doing it. Yeah, he is. All of the Page of Pentacles, it seems like that I've seen. I've never had one that's changed so far, but there's so many decks, so you know, don't don't take it too seriously. The page is always looking at the coin, studying it, learning about it. It doesn't really know what to do with that. It doesn't have much to offer as of information. It just knows this is a pentacle and it's shiny and it's cool and like they're very immature. But there's a curiosity there. There's a want, a I want to say attention, but I want to use a different word. There's almost like a pool to invest in this. So this could be a person who was already on their last leg with what, like, they were probably already breadcrumbing or starting to pull away from this group already, or at least like in current energy. Like not too long ago they were already evaluating stepping away. Something must have not seemed right, whether it be, if this it has to do with you, then it has to be slander and gossip towards you, secrets that they kept about you, something like that, even revealing other people's secrets. um but something caused them to just be like, this has been a long time coming and I think I'm gonna go. That's what I'm thinking here. um just finally deciding to emotionally walk away because they're done, they're tired, they're over it. They had so much loyalty for them, or at least they if they didn't have loyalty to the extent of this strength card, it could also be this is the strength that they gathered to walk away because they were already just exhausted that they almost would have stayed. So put yourself where you fit, but you could have gone through a situation where um you were in a battle, you were revealed with a breakthrough, a huge truth that caused you to reveal gossip or secrets that were pinned towards you, um, that were based on other people's beliefs that you were barely invested in. Um, and this is what made you walk away emotionally or physically, or both from this group. You had to gather the strength. You had to gather your strength and courage and strategically um, lie patient until you could walk away. Regardless of how tired, how exhausted you were, you moved forward. Whether this is somebody else or this is you, I think that this is just beautiful. This could also be like just two stories, and they're coming through in two different instances. And I'm like, like some of you are dealing with someone who is coming to truth that is helping them walk away. And there's also you who have triumphed through a lot of drama, a lot of gossip, and you had to gather the strength to leave. So we have the devil reversed. What is being detached? Yeah, maybe you're detaching because things didn't work out. Plans fell through. Maybe you couldn't decide. Six of Cups reversed. Yeah, maybe you or a person couldn't decide on how they should see someone, but they're seeing them for who they are. They're seeing them without the rose-colored glasses. This could also be someone stuck in the past, replaying the past. The Fool reversed. Yeah, this is not you, and we are. If it is, like, we all go through this, but there's some naivety, um, risk taking, going the wrong direction, not going a direction. This is probably what's being released here is the insecurity of plans following through. Um, they're letting go of how they see someone who put them in a naive energy, someone who made them do something naive. I kind of want to know what that is. Can I see what that is, Spirit? Go back to this group, I think, with the Six of Swords reversed. They decided to go back to the group. So, like I said, this is a person who was already barely giving. They just had a belief system that lined up with this group and made them feel like they should be involved in drama. They could have involved them in drama and they didn't, you know, want to be involved. Or if you've dealt with this, please take it as it resonates. This is a person who liked drama and decided or realized that with a breakthrough, this is not the way. This is not how you feel fulfilled in life, is by talking crap or talking about other people while they're not around, things like that. So for the Ace of Cups, we have the Four of Swords. I know it says the three, but this is the Four of Swords reversed. An awakening of the heart. This could also be restlessness. Yeah, this is restlessness. So Maybe their heart cracked open because of the restlessness that they had from being stuck. So this group or being in cahoots with them was causing it caused them to be stagnant, or it's caused after dealing with them they are now stagnant. Also, you could have walked away from this group first, especially if a truth's coming through. And I'm gonna ask it later how's the relation, but if that checks out for you, that's confirmation. Page of Cups. So I'm getting multiple ways that this can be read. They could have had restlessness from being stagnant and then being so focused on where they are, whether it be financially or just in life, cause them to not focus on their emotions. They could also have stagnant, like they could be immature emotionally, not understanding how, and if you, the way this is being read, if they liked drama or involved themselves in drama, they didn't have enough empathy to think. Um, Someone at work one day, where I used to work, said, "I don't involve myself in drama because if they're if they're sitting around talking with me about other people, they're definitely talking about me. If not the most of the time, there's a big chance that they will sit there and talk about you. Or if you give them the right storyline, they will start talking about you. So maybe they were emotionally mature in seeing the, especially with if they weren't you weren't around, um the fact that you were being talked about really made them, like, they kind of just sat and let it happen because they didn't have the maturity, um that was deep enough to understand how that could hurt someone. They weren't putting themselves in, they didn't have the capacity to tell themselves stop and put yourself in this person's shoes. If you had told them, like, let's say you, because this is looking like it's done behind your back for most of you. You could have also heard the chatter, but they didn't stop and ask themselves, would I think that it's okay that I just watched Sarah, whatever her name, I don't know, I'm making up a name, Sarah, your name could be Sarah, walk away, and they start chatting about her, and I sit here and kind of just let it happen? Like, would I be okay with that? They're not doing that. They're only just, it's like they're processing the moment, but not processing it fully, emotionally, spiritually, logically, ethically, um, but mainly emotionally. So this is someone that can't really offer a lot emotionally, or rather they used to be. This, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm getting instead, this is them awakening because they awakened. It's almost like I'm getting someone like getting CPR, getting shocked by the things, to wake them up, and they get a little heartbeat. But then that heartbeat starts to just like flourish, and they're pretty much stable. Like, that's what I'm getting here. Like, there was just an instant impact where they used to be this Page of Cups, but there was a restlessness of feeling like, if you look at this is someone who is healing their heart, but in reverse, they are restless. They are quite fearful almost. There's this tenderness that they have of their heart needing to be healed, and they're restless about it. They're very concerned. A concerning energy caused almost like um this like I'm getting like the heart stopped, and then it just started beating like it's like a death, a rebirth of the heart. Crazy. So this whole situation, walking away from it, created like a reset, not only for them egoically but emotionally as well, and to a huge extent. This could be a past person. This could just be a really close friend, your soulmate, uh, possibly, because this is significant. They wouldn't give us this whole story if it wasn't significant. So this could be a soulmate, friend, family, or actual romantic situation like an ex, or maybe it didn't get started. Um, However, you guys could have been together for a long time, but like this was your dynamic near the end or after. I'm getting this is their story, so this has to be after once you've walked away. Um, but this could be happening and you guys still live together. I didn't look at a time or anything. Let's see. So, 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands reversed. Burdens are being lifted. Yes. This could have been emotional burdens that stopped them from getting to some sort of legacy that they're getting to. It could be you, it could be the legacy. The Hanged Man. Seeing a new perspective after letting go of those burdens, how good it could feel, how different it feels being lighter, how better it feels to not worry, how better it feels to not think about every single thing and every single outcome and every single avenue, angle all at once. Because it could be a deep, me saying that, it could be an overthinker. Um, that's what stopped them from actually coming to that truth, is just overthinking, and then their mind became clear, and just all of this started to come together. They started to understand, they started to pull back from what they needed to, and it's creating a new person altogether. Like this is really a very transformational read so far. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, see, secrets exposed, deceit. They don't feel like they're living in truth. They're living in honesty. They're not feeling like they are surrounded by any and everybody that would try to snake them or con them. They cut the snakes out is what I'm getting here. Um, so maybe this is even their like what they get when they get their inheritance, or they get this long term stability, is a release of burdens, a better perspective, a different perspective on life, a honesty. They live their life in honesty and truth rather than lies. There's a heart ache here. It could be an ache for someone, something. What is this? Temperance. So maybe through this heartache, they gained harmony with the self. Yeah, look at that clarity. It's all clear now. It's all clear. It's this truth, whatever it is that exposed this drama, it created a whole new world for this person, and then they became a whole new person for this world so they can fit in it. That's what I'm getting here. This is a shift. This is about a shift in a person. So let's see. Is this somebody's person? Hold on one second. Come on. Let me get it. Let me get the ball. Come on. Thank you. Oh, oh, wow. So I'm gonna have to cut this out. Oh, okay, so just to recap, this has been a about someone in your energy. We're gonna see who is going through a huge transformation through clarity, breakthroughs, and letting go of toxic mindsets and people, and they are completely rebirthing their life, even if they don't see it yet. So, who is this? This is someone that has a new perspective on you, is what I'm getting. Oh my God. Okay, so this could be someone who is looking to try again, go a different direction with you. This is someone that wants a new start with you. Interesting. So, if this sounds like your person, it can be. If you know that they've been wanting to start something new, or if they've been lurking, looking at you differently, maybe even they said it. If you've rekindled with this person, if you're no contact, but you keep up with readings and you've been getting that energy, or if you are no contact, but you have a very telepathic connection with them and you know that they are trying to move towards you, this is the confirmation that you need. Now, Eight of Cups. Yeah, a new perspective and walking away. Fool. So maybe they're dreaming of, they're restless. They could be wanting to come towards you because they are fantasizing about how they're fantasizing restlessly about how they maybe blocked you, caused a stalemate, couldn't decide, was of two minds. Two of Cups. Yeah, new start in this relationship. I told you. I told you. For a lot of you, this is the person that you are rooting for, that you know didn't treat you quite right, but they didn't mess things up too much. This could also be a person that you can't stand, and uh, like you've moved on to a new soulmate, but this is the energy that's happening. You've created, you cause an awakening in this person. The Page of Wands. They could be scared to make a move. They're not feeling confident in actually reaching out right now. They want a new start though. Yeah, they're still juggling something. What are they juggling? To They're juggling their insecurities. They could be also juggling with plans, but they aren't confident in their plans. That's why it's coming up in the reverse. They can't, they're indecisive. It definitely looks like they're not indecisive about who you are, but they're indecisive about how to come at you, how to make this new start. It could be. Um, they could be immature in their actions, and this is causing, like, there's a little bit of like, it's like I'm getting Page of Cups, which is like shyness, but more so with actions, I guess. Not with emotions. The World. So yeah, they don't know how they're gonna be able to close this So they could be in a cycle, a karmic cycle, or a cycle that's ending, but they aren't sure on how to end it. All right, we're going to see who this group is to you, and then we'll call it. Queen of Swords. I'm going to pull three pairs for each person. Since it said three, we're going to just stay on three. It could be more energies. You'll know your story to be able to decipher that. Three of, just really hammering that in, huh? The moon reversed. So these are people who possibly of feminine energy who worked with a group uh, and they've been exposed. So if you know these people, if you're still in contact with people that associate with them and you found out that they got exposed, this is them. If you have, like your intuition was definitely going off around these people, so you know that they were talking crap, because the Queen of Swords, especially the way she's looking, especially with this group, and the drama, because I have to keep in mind that they came up with the High Priestess reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed and the Seven of Swords reversed, as well as the Three of Cups coming in, which, if with those cards, comes out as it's gossip, as someone gossiping. There was also another card, but I can't remember. But yeah, this is, let's see what's been revealed, huh? Ha ha ha. Oh, a cycle is closing? Oh, wow. So they also know that the cycle is fucking closing. And they're excited. Not. uh, Considering I've been through this and I've healed, but it's still fresh that I totally feel this, and it feels good to know that, you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, or you're in fact getting the universe is getting things done for you just as they are for me. That's mainly why I'm excited. Yeah. Speaking of that, Temperance card, that's all about the angels. The angels are freaking here, dude. They're watching over the situation. Um, they've caused balance in the situation. Things are balancing out. So this world, this cycle can close. This could also be a earth angel online. So if you have a shit. Well, I know where that is. Yeah, there it is. Wait, that's not it. What? Oh, yeah, there it is. So if you're online and you use your gifts, this could also be you. They aren't happy about that if you are um exposing things or just using your gifts online. Ace of Cups. Jeez. But this right here, this also means that the angels, the Most High, the universe is you got the plug. You never run out. You are full of love. You have self love. You have love all around you. You attract what you want and you get what you want. But emotionally, of course, that's what that means. It's like the universe always provides. That's what I get from this. That's so funny that we mentioned that earlier. The universe always provides for you. This has been exposed, and because of that, they get nothing. So they could have tried something that either costed money to do, or like, let's say, spell work, or bribing people, getting people to think a certain way, do a certain thing. They started to buy people's love, or they tried to make invest in certain people and connections in order to achieve a goal in gossip, stuff like that. And they were waiting for it to happen. They've grown impatient, and they're also not getting, their seeds are not bearing any fruit. You feel me? They're not even giving them the stem. There's no twig. There's no uh, there's no baby plant coming out of out of the ground. They are just seeing barren land. Okay, so let's go on about this. Hmm, might need more. Yeah, let's do the group. Queen of Pentacles. So there could have been two femmes involved. One that I would assume that would be in gossipy would be in the reverse. So someone that's greedy, insecure, um, opportunist, or gold digger. A careless, codependent energy. Lack of nurturing, has no ability to caress anything. Yeah, they're weak. They're insecure. They are quite, I was thinking, they don't have the ability to be loyal. They're disloyal. They are impatient, and that's that energy that we were getting here. So they could have invested into something. Obviously they did. They're the Three of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is not turning in their favor. It is sending them upside down all the way to the bottom. It is it's giving karma, it's giving fate is working against them. It's giving all that. And they've been exposed. The full reverse because of what they did that was that was lacking um any sort of wisdom. They were being naive themselves. So these people were just as naive as the person they used. They could have made this person go against you, or that person came to their senses, or that person had no idea this was happening and caught on. Regardless, that person was just as naive as these people. Hmm. All right. And Five of Cups reversed. They want to come out of the cold. These are people that are getting hit with karma left and right, and they want to come out of the cold, basically. Two possible feminine energies. It could also be a masculine who is coming out as a feminine, so keep that in mind too. But these two work together, as well as okay, so the Queen of Swords is a Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Swords, it was probably someone who was doing all the talking, all the cold, jealous, that crazy gossip, full of lies. Yes. They were also someone who presented themselves as someone that's very charming, someone that's very creative, someone who's very alluring, who captures attention when they are someone who is an attention whore. They are someone who does not have any security in themselves physically. They feel like they can't get it off the ground, something like that. They are very, very, what's the word? Snappy. They can be very, very rude, very quick to anger, triggered. So a very cold individual who lies and triggers, or lies when they're triggered. I don't know. Who has triggers? I'm trying to read on why I said it that way. So that's very funny. They could have a lot of triggers. They're not getting what they. Wait, huh? This is over there. I was like, what? Okay. Queen of Cups. Jeez, they just want to be seen as the trilogy. They're not, though. They acted like they were nice. No one nice gossips. The Nine of Cups reverse, like I said. Whatever they were trying to put, all the masks, the multi masks they were trying to put on, maybe even switching them on and off depending on the person, they didn't get anything out of this. Like nothing. There was no fulfillment. Their wish that they wanted, which was probably to keep that person, they didn't get it. Knight of Cups. Oh, and they didn't get a love offer. Jeez, man. So that could be why they didn't get it. They were exposed, unfortunately. I want to get one more, maybe two more on the Three of Pentacles just to see if there's any other energies in there. The Two of Cups reversed. So, yeah, this is also someone. It almost feels like one energy. Like they keep focusing on this energy. Um, this has to be, if it isn't, an Empress in reverse. All the queens tied up, but all in the reverse. It could also, who presents himself as multiple people, by the way. Someone who has it all together, someone who is really, really sweet, someone who is really, really vivacious, someone who is uh, honest and wise, but they're none of these things. Take it as it resonates. But this other person could be someone that they used to be, could be someone that they used to be in a partnership with. Your divine masculine or feminine, and they broke up, and they're trying to recover coming out of the cold of this relationship. This could also be like the same, like just a group of people, and one of the people also was in a not in a friendship, but not in a sorry in a partnership, but in a friendship, and they just want to rekindle that. Also, maybe if it's a family member, they lost that family member and they wanted to just rekindle the relationship between the two. This doesn't have to be um romantic, but if this person fits the same thing, like you know that they're weak, you know that they are out in the cold, that they were very naive, that the karma has came for them. But like I said, this whole group karma's here for them, so you would have to like, if there's two people that are the same person, like two sides of the same coin, this could be the other person. I'm gonna put it that way. One more. Seven of Cups. Oh God. So they're Delulu. They are in their head thinking that they can regain a partnership with this person, but if this is here, that's a lie. They could also be fantasizing about it, but coming after the Two of Cups reversed with the Five of Pentacles reversed, I take that as someone who wants to come out of the cold from a relationship that has been broken, but they are foggy. They could be full of different options. They could know that this person has options. They could also know that uh, the interpretation in their head that they have created is the only truth. So it could be delusion. It could be a lot of things. What's the Seven of Cups reversed or upright? Six of Swords. Yeah, they're not getting out of this. They are delusional, thinking that they can get out of this, that they can come back in from the cold, that they can get what they want, but they can't. That's why I feel like this is all just one person. Like there were three people involved, but one person is only coming up in this reading. But also, they could all be like this, or this is another energy, and the other energy hasn't showed up in this reading so far. And that other energy has this, they're two sides of the same coin as this other person who's trying to act like three people. So, wow. Obviously, you're not coming up, collective. I don't know why in this reading. Maybe this is an update of all the things that are going on that you don't know about. This could also be um, spirit letting you know, hey, here's your daily news about the people that won't get out of your energy. It could also be that. Like like it's like the universe's funny way of saying you don't want to leave this person alone even energetically, huh? Okay, we're going to expose a little bit about them today. Hope you hope you're ready for that. That's basically what the universe is saying to you. But if this is also you who have come to this realization, maybe there's some you being naive. I was about to say naivete. You're a little naive, um, or were, and you're learning to open your heart, and you received a an overflow of love from the universe when you did this, that it bursted open, then that's awesome. That's beautiful. I feel that anybody can change as long as they're focused on changing, making that change, doing what needs to be done, and calling themselves out, as well as expecting to call people out because they learned a thing or two. You also have to apply what you learn and practice what you preach. And if you're not doing that, it makes it hard for the other person to take you seriously, especially energetically. Some people don't realize that even if you don't say that you don't do what you do, um, there's a lot of people who can kind of check that. They can already like sense that you don't, even if they just met you, that you don't practice what you preach. It's just the way that you carry yourself, and you don't even realize it, that that projects that you don't do the things that you're saying that they should do. Well, if you're not naive, at least, um, there's a possibility that you can do that for those who don't know how to do that. It just takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of meeting people, different people, um, mostly going, oh, so that person did that even though they don't do this. Well, now I know for the next person that kind of does that same thing to step away, because that's energy draining right there. um like, for example, I knew two people two separate times. One person for a long time and the other person briefly, but they gave the same energy. One I had to figure out for years, so that was my guinea pig, I guess. But the other, because they had displayed the same characteristics as the other person, I realized very quickly that they weren't going to follow through. They weren't going to do what they said they're going to do. They don't even do what they say that they like to do. Stuff like that, you know? And as someone that's in their journey, trying to figure themselves out, trying to push themselves towards progress rather than degress or descending in my awakening, um, you eventually become allergic to that type of thing. And once it hits your white blood cells, they know what to do. And that's how it is energetically. It's like you have a an aura of white blood cells, and when something touches your aura, you're just like, I know this, and we're not doing this again. But anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you liked this reading, or if you resonated with it, leave a comment, like, or share it amongst the rest of the world. But that's all I got for you today. Anyway, bye guys.